Good day to you, gentlemen. Now then, when we left this, we had just started upon the second tier of human civilization, which is the employees. And we had sort of started fulfilling their needs by building sushi, which consisted of vegetables and rice. Now, we kept the rice fields on our main island, but we put the vegetables on another island and set up a trade route. Very good. The need is satisfied. Now, what I've then done is I've gone on and done a bit more work. And by a bit, I may have said a bit more, I actually mean a bit more. And this is now currently standing at 10 hours of gameplay in construction of this city. However, not much has actually changed since we started. All I've done is expand. Now, what I've done is I've gone out and, utilising merely lower class workers, I've gone out and mapped out my city. It looks like a lot of crazy shit going on there, but trust me, it's not. Okay, so don't have a fucking heart attack on me, because your death would involve paperwork, and I fucking hate paperwork. What I've done here is, it just consists of normal Tech 1 and Tech 2 houses, and a few other bits and pieces on the side, which have come about from the expansion of the population. Now, at the moment, we're currently sitting at around 3,300 people here, and I want to get that higher, much higher, in fact. Okay. You'll also notice as well that the right side of the town looks different from the left. What I've done is I've got access to the techs, the SAAT. Now, the SAAT, when you reach Tier 3 of human civilization, which is the engineers, they'll knock on your door and say, "Wah, we like what you've been doing. Give us 10 grand and we'll give you our technology." And you go, "Sweet, can I have a submarine with that?" And they go, "Okay." Brilliant, I said. "I will have that. Here's 10 grand. So they give me access to all of their technology. Now, researching this plays quite a crucial part of the game. What I'll do is I will explain to you now how research works. The techs are another civilization, like tycoons. However, they are very small. They don't have many needs, and there's only two types. You've got your bog standard lab rat.
This city is slowly becoming a place where science is awarded the appropriate status.
Okay, and then you've got your actual researchers. Now, they have different needs compared to your normal citizen. Now, their need trees will come about once you've started developing them. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Now then, the techs can build carbon fibre. A lot of their buildings do require carbon fibre, and carbon fibre is a fantastic commodity. Now, for carbon fibre, you need to go underwater, hence you get a submarine, and you need to develop an offshore oil rig platform. You also need coal as well, which is good because I was shitting coal all over the place earlier, as you know. And you then need to process that oil with an oil refinery. You don't process it into anything, of course, no. That good then goes shipped off to a carbon factory, which then produces carbon fibre. There we go, winning. They also have needs for fish, and also a different type of food called algae. Now, algae is basically that stuff you accumulate in the corner of your mouth. Actually, no, I lied. It's stuff you get at the bottom of the sea. They like to eat it. I don't know why, but whatever. So, again, you need to cultivate this stuff in the same place that you put your oil refinery. Now, let's skip over to my oil refinery. Here it is. The oil refinery. It is busy producing oil, and it is busy producing algae. Let's have a look underwater. What I've done is I've created an underwater production facility, okay, which I've called Plant Plat 1 in the same naming convention. It stands for Plant Plateau. We have our bog standard warehouse, which all of the shit goes into. We have a couple of undersea power generators, our main oil rig, and algae cultivation farms. The algae then gets taken to the functional food factory where it's processed into cans. Then via the magic of tubes, because everything is fixed with the magic of tubes, it then gets shipped over into the warehouse and up it goes to the surface. Now there's a trade route which takes the algae and the oil and ships it back to the mainland, where it is then processed into carbon and they're fed, basically. They also have the need for drink as well. Now these guys, they're fucking crazy. They love their energy drinks. It's like constant Red Bull with them. And when you start performing research, they chug this shit like it's water. I honestly don't know how anyone can chug Red Bull. The smell of it makes me want to vomit. That's probably because I got pissed off my face on double vodka and Red Bull and found myself unconscious on a bus going around in circles for hours. But nevertheless, enough of my horrible and embarrassing history. These fuckers, they need energy drinks. Now, energy drinks... Okay, I see they're eating that. Alright, we'll check that out and sort that later. It's probably because they're waiting for the boat to come. There we go. Now then, energy drinks. Energy drinks. They need sugar and they need coffee. Now, looking at the fertility of our island, we can see that we already meet half of that. We've got coffee. So what I've done is I've created a couple of coffee fields. Now, coffee is a fucking nightmare because the plan is you need 6 fields of 5x4 grids. And that's a lot of floor space. After much fiddling, I've got it to be like this, so I've got maximum efficiency out of it. For a time, I was only running with 5 fields, which was a massive performance hit, and it wasn't fulfilling the needs. What I then done was to get sugar, rather than colonise another island, I went back to the island we had our vegetables on. No, wrong island. Sorry, my orientation's all over the place. There we go. And after planting some sugar seeds to give me the fertility, I then cultivated some sugar. There's our sugar seeds. If I pull that out now, that's fucked. So I wouldn't dream of doing this on the main island where I can put more important things into them and use them. Okay, fine, it works. So that's the needs there, and all it's doing is I amended the cargo route for the vegetables. So I've still only got 3 cargo routes, and I've adjusted the name to suit. Now, because of the rapid expansion, I needed more fish. And rather than struggling to try and get fish on that main island, I decided I'd ship it in. So again, I've got vegetables, I've got sugar, and I've got fish. And it's all using the same boat. And it's coming in at a nice steady rate, and it's staying afloat. Again, I've balanced it, so I've tried to get it so I'm not creating too much, but I'm not generating too little. They're silly energy drinks. Hang on, what the fuck are they? Oh, here we are. They're silly energy drinks get processed. And they drink this stuff like it's going out of fashion. When you start researching, they chug it even more so. Which is terrible. Because they constantly start whining about not having enough. There's the carbon factory, which creates the oil. Which turns the oil and the coal into carbon. Now, there's been a few changes around here. I moved the tool production, and I shipped it to another side of the island. I put it over here. Basically, I kept all the smelly and dirty, tool producing stuff out the way from food after someone complained about getting a hammer in one of their sandwiches. No, I don't mean a hammer sandwiched between 2 pieces of bread. I'm on about a small person being sandwiched between 2 slices of hammer. I've kept that shit over there so I know where it all is. Again, it's busy. I've also got part of the mobile phone construction over here as well, which takes sand, and it takes... what else does it take? I'm trying to think now. Sand and copper, that's right. I've got a mine over by the tools for copper. It takes sand and copper, and it processes it into microchips. Now the factories for the phones are over here. I could put them over there, but I felt, why not? More Feng Shui says they belong over here. In fact, Feng Shui says I should clean that shit up. Stop looking like an amateur. So we've got the needs for our people now. There you go. Okay, these guys here, they don't have information. No big deal. Don't really care about that. He's not going to go up to level 3. I don't want him to go up to level 3, so he can stay there and carry on paying me taxes. As long as he's happy, that's all I care about. Now then, there's also a couple of other buildings around here which have come about. The needs have come through the population increase. They are the hospital, which keeps control of things like epidemics and flus. You want to have it so that these...
it's up to us.
...cover the majority of your island. Okay, there's a few spots over there, but that's like the peasant quarter. I don't give a shit about them. They could die of the Black Plague for all I care about. Also, as well, there's the need for fire prevention. I really should build one over here because these fuckers like to blow themselves up from time to time while researching. I'll do that later. I've had a few fires already. Thankfully, they've been caught and put out in time before they can spread and destroy half the town. The need for information is both a curse and a blessing. A curse because it takes up quite a bit of space, and it costs quite a bit of energy to costs quite a bit of coin to run. However, the blessing is that these massive TV screens, you can change the channel on them to give a stat boost. Now that stat boost can affect your citizens in different ways. For instance, if you've watched the wildcard, I explained it then, but I'll explain it again. The Eden Initiative logo does nothing. It just looks pretty.
Sunburned on your belly.
Child and career gives you a 5% tax increase, but also increases the rate at which people move in at. Because my town is actually full, I mean look at the population, it's all full. There's no room to move in, so there's no point in having it there. What I do want is this. Out of the old comes the new. Basically, it teaches them to stop being shit, and they stop washing the mobile phones and the communication devices in their jeans. It also means it reduces the consumption of them, because consumption of that is ridiculously high, and you'll have plant after plant after plant producing nothing but mobile phones, and these fuckers will keep on losing them, destroying them, washing them, and letting the dog eat them. Very bad. Running it on this is probably the best thing to do. There's one more which you get, sorry, there's a couple more later on. One is to reduce the need of epidemic, which we don't really give a shit about that. And the other one is space saving, where basically it increases the amount of population each house can hold. The downside of that is it requires more resources, but the plus side is you get more taxes. And I do mean a considerable tax boost. However, I want this to be stable, so at the moment I'm just going to leave it on this. It's doing what I want it to. With all those needs fulfilled, as you can see, here's someone who is a prime example of it all being fulfilled. I upgraded a few of them, and I got engineer apartments. Now these guys have even more needs. And you basically keep on going up the food chain, so you get to execs and then you have more needs for them. But at each level, you need to make sure the goods you're producing are stable. You don't want to be producing too many, because otherwise you'll never be able to get rid of it all. But you don't want to be producing too little. Have it so it's just balancing. Okay, you can quite happily have a little bit of an overproduction. Maybe 5 to 10, probably 15%. Anything more than that, you've got problems. Start turning stuff off, start selling stuff. Now, the techs are very, very important, because a lot of this game is based around research and development. Now, like I said, the needs for these guys are very different from normal workers.
Hey, be careful with
Now,
that
their
stuff.
activity is having access to a research
I
laboratory.
vouched for you to get you this opportunity.
Not now, mate, I'm busy.
Usually, a very
This is a reward for our hard work.
Now, the need for these guys is
Eco-balance.
the laboratory.
Values sinking.
Now, with the laboratory, you can create lots of things that you plug in. They're temporary stat boosts, time-based. For instance, you've got ship icons here that you can build. Now, these all go into various ships and give you stat boosts depending on what kind of product you're producing. You've also got island boosts as well. Okay, as an example, I'm now going to use one. Because I've got a lot of plants here, I don't have access to some of the more advanced eco-friendly tools.
Still no satisfactory results.
I do have access to filtration plants, and I've built 4 of these, and I've got 4 in stock. If I plug it into the island and run it like a script, it will last for 30 minutes and give me a stat boost of 75. Let's find a
This
warehouse.
city is slowly becoming a place where science is awarded the appropriate status.
Run. Give it a few minutes, and the ecology will start climbing. And what we shall do is we shall produce another one of these. In fact, fuck it, let's produce 2. Now, they all have their own individual costs. Meet that, you get the good. You then move up to the next stage of evolution and go to the Research Academy. Now, here's where it gets really fucking cool. There's lots and 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 lots of stuff you can build and research. If you look at the numbers down here, you can see for production buildings, I've got 9 schematics or formula of a total of 52. To unlock a formula, you need to perform basic research projects, which are broken down into individual categories. For instance, you've got unit research, energy generation, eco-balance, public, etc, etc, etc. You start one of these, you let it run. At the end, you get a few licenses and you get the formula. But it costs you, and it also takes time. Now, when you're doing research, like I said, your techs will chew through your resources, so you need to have a bit of a surplus for when you want to start kicking off. I try not to have both the laboratory and the tech academy running side by side.
Be ready to face a world we understand.
Now, what I did earlier was I
Hey,
produced
careful
a
with that
blueprint for a
stuff.
hydroelectric power plant. Now, if we look at the needs for it, it needs 20 tons of carbon, it needs 25 tons of microchips, and it needs a generator. Now, a generator is a plug-in which you develop at the research laboratory, which gives you a stamp boost of power for 30 minutes. What I've done was I built one of them, and I threw it into here, and I produced a hydroelectric power plant. You may have noticed the power being on the bit on the high side. That's because we have harnessed the power of nature herself. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful, man. I've got enough power. I've got more power than God. Fantastic. And what I can do is I can power some more exotic plants along here as well. It's like the water filtration plant, which has a ridiculous running cost of like 200 power, but it gives you a stat boost to your eco balance by 300 points. So you just sit back and go, look at my perfect economy. Brilliant. Your plants will then run up to 180% efficiency, so you can sit back and go, I don't need more tea fields. I also cleaned up around here as well. I moved the wood processing over there, and I built a few more tea fields. Now, some of them are asleep at the moment because I'm trying to... Now I've got the floor plan of my city. I'm trying to monitor the good usage. I'm more interested in tea and fish. Sorry, that's fish, that's tea. There we go. If these can stay stable for the next 15 minutes, I know that the city is fine. So then I can start looking at Tech 2 needs, which is communication needs and sushi. Now, sushi is slowly going down. Communications are staying as they are. So I now need to be concerned about these. Once I've got these stable, I'll then start looking at the Tech 3 stuff, which is the need for pasta and energy drink and bio drinks. I don't have access to bio drinks yet because I don't have enough of engineers. There you go, the technology tree is currently unavailable. And I will get that when I have, how many of these? There you go. I need 950 engineers. I've got 325. So once the need at level 2 is stable and I'm happy with that, I'll then upgrade some of those to Tech 3, okay, which is the engineers. Once they're all satisfied, I'll then upgrade some of them to Tech 4, which is the executives. That is how you build your city like you build a cake. You have the foundations, then you have the chocolate goodness, then you have more foundations until you top it off with the icing. Now the icing here is going to be the monument, which I'm going to slap bang in the middle of town. But I need 2,000 executives before I can get it. So we've got a lot of work to do. Now then, I've done too much talking. Let's go build some shit. I was working on developing the needs of my level 3.
The world will one day live the way we do.
I don't have access to bio yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start upgrading some buildings. Now you notice I've got shit all over the place. I've got different text everywhere. This is really nice because it gives the city a more natural look. It certainly looks more impressive than having individual blocks of, you know, you will have executives here, you will have engineers here, you'll have employees here. Fuck that, that's not how a normal city looks. Look at that, that's beautiful. I could sit here and just giggle at this for hours whilst listening to this awesome soundtrack over and over again. Now, in regards to pasta production, sorry, I forgot to mention how I produce pasta. Pasta, I colonised the island up north, which I call Plant Isle 2. Now, Plant Isle 2 has all the amenities I need to produce pasta. It also has all the amenities I need as well to create bio drinks. So we've got vegetables, we've got wheat, and we've got fruit. So this is a good island. Now you can see the wheat fields here. This is actually quite a decent layout I've discovered. You need 4 islands for each, and yes, amazingly enough, that just fits. So we've got four wheat fields being producing wheat, which is then turned into pasta. Now I could probably do with another one of these depending on how the usage is. Let's have a look. I've got too much of this, so what I'll do, turn one of them off. Again, balance it. If it's sleep, it's not really using anything. You could just, be extreme and delete it, but I've got nearly 500 grand. I don't really care about that anymore. Most people, they start getting really panicky towards mid to late game because you've got so much shit going on, and cities usually turn into a clusterfuck. Be smart and think about what you're doing, and it's very, very easy to maintain it all. Once like I said, once it's all balanced on this level, then I'll start working on the next level above that. So, it's a stepping stone game. You start at one level, you balance it, you step up to the next level, you balance it, and you keep on going all the way to the top. I usually end my games when I reach a monument or I start cultivating other islands. Sorry, colonising, not cultivating. We've got 2 factories here producing pasta. Now this is sufficient for the amount of engineers I've got. When I start upgrading engineers to reach the 900 ballpark mark, I guarantee I'm going to start needing more of these to feed them. And I really could do with another one of these, or finding some way of increasing its productivity. Now, island plugins, when you plug it into a warehouse, it affects just that island. Over here, I've got one plugin. Power saving water heaters. Energy consumption of the pasta production is minus 25. That's it. If I find another plugin which allows me to speed that up, I'll do it. Or it increases cultivation whatsoever, production on this island. I'll plug it in and I'll use it. Now then, we need bio drinks. But we need to upgrade our people. So, standard fare. Tech 2 is looking stable. Sorry, frame rate's going a bit all over the place. I'm just going to turn VSync off and anti-aliasing. I also have a few upgrades here as well. I've got suitable packaging, which, hang on a sec, functional food factory. What? No! No, that's fucking useless. I don't want that over there. Functional food factories are underwater. But you don't have an ecological effect underwater. I thought that was for sushi. Ah, fuck that then. In that case then, let's pop that in. Energy consumption minus 25. Carbon factories do have quite a lot of drain. They're quite costly and they do have quite a substantial eco-balance effect. What else we got running in? Now, prototypes. You may notice that this one here is grey. It doesn't have a colour associated to it. It's a prototype. You can't use it. You can only use it...
Prototype development completed.
Hello. What was that?
You must tell no one about this task.
Go away.
We have no way of foreseeing.
Go away. Prototype development. Alwinic anion catalyst. What the hell is that? Unfortunately, I have no idea where that is. I don't even know where the fuck it... Hang on. Was it in here? No, I started building filtrations, didn't I? Sorry, one thing I forgot to mention as well is, depending on the amount of researchers you've got, it will affect the amount of time it takes to make shit. I have a 15% chance of getting a prototype out of research. So I'm busy making filtration plants at the moment. There's a 15% chance I'm going to get something out of it. There's also a 5% chance of something is going to go bang and they'll probably kill themselves. Hilarity will ensue. Due to the numbers I've got a 500% speed boost from all my research, so I can knock shit out quite quickly.
Don't bother me now. I'm watching the Science Channel.
I also have a 300%
Continuing
here.
education, so to speak.
So this stuff will only take 39 minutes to make, as opposed to something like an hour. You can also use tech information centers as well. Same with the information centers for normal tycoons and ecos, but these ones have different stats. At the moment, it's giving me a boost in productivity to all research facilities. So let us start upgrading. Let's find a Tech 2 house.
I wonder what you're planning to do next.
Probably kick your dog. Sit back and watch the arrows rise. We'll speed it up a bit. There we go. You can see we've got a lot of Tech 2 stuff ready to go up. Now ideally I want to have the more concentration of buildings in the middle of town. So we've got all of them around here. I need to work on building up a bit more around the back, but for the time being, let's just focus on building this shit up, shall we? Rise in the ranks. I knight you, Sir Smeg.
I knew there were alternative ways of living, and this place is the best example of that.
Now I've got access to 450. To get biodrinks, I need... how many? I need... oh, come on, that could at least tell me there. Instead it's in here, isn't it? I need 950. And I've got access to 410. Come on, give me more licenses.
Our
625.
objectives are finally within reach. Well done.
$675. $700. $725. $750. So I'm going up
Terrific.
25 per house. Okay, I'll stop there now. Actually, no, I won't. I lie.
That's my house on TV. The one with the solar system. How cool.
So there's 800. $825. $850. Now, what I'll do is we shall up the taxes, so we deny ascension rights to them, and the arrows disappear. Now what we do is we sit and we watch. We speed it up and we watch. We get to see how the goods are reacting. Now there's a down arrow on sushi. You can see it's dropping. But it is stable. Vegetables and rice are staying the same, so it looks like the problem is we don't have enough production plants. Fish and tea are also stable. Tea is in fact rising, and it's pretty much full. So what I'll do is I'll turn off a tea plant, and we'll see how it runs then. Fish is slowly creeping down, but no, it looks like it's stable. Shipments is just coming from the other
Why
island.
do I even come here if you ain't interested?
Go away, old man. Busy watching numbers.
Registering improvement in eco balance.
Thank you! Okay, so tea and fish are fine. So we know that all the Tech 1's people are happy. Sushi, I'm still concerned at it being 52. Let's check the trade. I wasn't selling any, so it's not as though someone's come and bought some off me. Again, veg and rice are fine. I've even got a whole rice plantation turned off. Speed it up some more. Veg is slowly trickling down. I might need to turn the factory on. Communicators are also slowly trickling down, but I think it's balancing. I'm going to build another sushi plant. I've got the eco balance, I've got the power.
Eco-balance. Values sinking.
This is correct. Let's go back. Now that should start slowly creeping up. You can always put an order to have people come and actually drop goods off to you. However, it's very poor business to actually rely on that because you have no idea when they're going to start turning up with the goods that you need. You may find yourself in a food problem and no ships are coming to go drop food off to you. Never buy, always sell. Unless, of course, you have an island plant which needs one type of commodity and it's very low usage. For instance, let's look at the pasta. Now, the ratios, I've got wheat pouring out my arse, but I've got not enough pasta. Rather than me setting up another plantation, what I can do is I can put in a trade request for pasta. Shove it all the way up. I'll need to fix that little deficit problem later on. It's not balanced at the moment. What I might do is I'll probably put another one here, but I'll need to upgrade the power as well in order to cope with it. Actually, no, I could probably get away with it. That's -4. Yeah, I've got 15, -4. The factories take up 2. I should be okay to get away with it. I'd like to get another weather station on there, but the radius is too big. Again, this will increase productivity, but only of the... Actually, no, there's no point. It only affects the productivity of the fields, and already I've got too many damn fields. Even with a 97% reduction. Anyway, let's go back and carry on monitoring the levels. Okay, sushi's hovering around 53 at the moment. I'd like that to be a little bit higher. Veg is also coming down. So what we'll do is we'll go and turn a factory on. Hello.
We can't do this on our own. Will you help us?
Okay. Let's turn on another There we go. It's running at 118% at the moment. The eco-balance of this area could do with being improved upon. Again, space is a concern. Once we get access to executives, we get air recyclers. Now these things have a very low requirement, but the area of influence is quite low, but the power requirement is quite steep. By then, though, we'll have access to offshore wind generators, so we can then start setting up power stations around the shorelines. 57, that is going up. Phones are going down. Chips are still going up. Copper and sand are fine. So that production facility, you can see that the end weakness is the actual communication factory. So by building another factory to make phones,
Just look at what we built.
there we go. Speed it up again, and we sit back and watch. I know this is rather boring, and I know people would like to be slapping shit down all over the place, but doing this work now will save you so much grief in the end game. There we go. You can see sushi is now rising. It's up to 64, 63. So the extra plant has done it some justice. You can also improve efficiency as well by laying them out so that the goods can be picked up and shipped around quicker. However, you can't get much better than that. 3 plants next to there, but it's not going to give me much room to expand upon, so I may need to restructure and replace all of this somewhere else on the island. I honestly don't know what the size dimensions for the monument are, so we'll just leave it like that for the time being. that's looking wonderfully stable. Now then, let's have a look at Tech 3.
Eco balance. Values sinking.
Okay. I need to run a script. Until I can get access to the executive's eco generation units, I've got to support my eco by running scripts. That's what I've been building here. Filtration plants. Pop it in, rocket.
There's someone standing here. Are you blind?
Again, 30 minutes, I get a plus 75%. That's cool. I'm happy with that. Also, you can see that there are various plugins as well to increase T and carbon. I could drop fish onto that. And then
There's someone
potentially...
standing here. Are you blind?
Registering improvement in eco balance.
There you go. We've got fertile ground again. Oh shit, let's go off and quickly do that quest for him. Okay. Now then, when I moved over to getting the techs at the start of Tech 3... Hold on a second. I have too many tools. I'm not using tools that much, so we'll put in a trade. Only sell the stuff. Only sell construction equipment. Try not to sell things like food. Oh, that's a bad mistake. Try not to sell things like food, because the last thing you want is your citizens are hungry and some bastard comes and buys all their food off them, leaving them even hungrier. That makes them really angry and they're likely to rebel and have a hissy fit at you. So only sell construction goods. Unless, of course, you've got things like tea, at which point you're shitting it all over the place. But tea holds very little value, so there's no point in wasting a good sale slot in selling it. Carbon, on the other hand, I don't use much of, but carbon sells for fucking ridiculous amounts of money. What else have I got that I can sell? Steel as well. It's rising. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's sell some steel. Now, Thorne's just come along with his massive fucking fleet of fuck you boats, and he's bought 1 ton of carbon, 32 tons of tools, 20 tons of iron, sorry, look at the breakdown list, and 2 tons of sand. And he's just given me 3 grand for it. So this is where, you know, a lot of my money's coming from. You can sell the imbalances in the production chain. Just try not to sell the end product unless you know it's an end product you're not going to use. Before now, I've taken islands and I've cultivated goods on them. Not for the intention on using them, but just for the intention of selling them. Actually, I'll tell you what I could do with doing. Actually, no. Let's go off and do this guy's quest. Before he has a hissy fit and his mates drown. Where are they? Oh no! Save that fisherman! Now then, where's Kraken? You can cycle your boats by simply clicking the button down here, but the best way of using it is to hold down Control and click, and you can cycle them and read the name. For instance, I can see Kraken there. Without even looking, I can interface with Kraken and transfer goods and whatnot. There we go. Now then, where are your dudes? Fucking hell. All the way over here. Now, Kraken, I didn't actually call it Kraken. I was going to call it Stingray, because it's a submarine, and I'm of the age where I used to watch Jerry Anderson productions as a kid. I was going to call it Stingray, but when it come out of the Ark, it was called Kraken, and I said, fucking hell, that's staying. So, release the Kraken! Now, the Kraken has 4 slots, so it can carry 4 lots of 40 tons. It's a great ship for carrying shit around. Also, it has 2 upgrade slots, which I may have packed full of engines. So, it's a bit quick. Collect, collect, collect. There we go. Whee! No. Where's Kraken? Come back, Kraken! I want to admire your speed. If you want to run cargo somewhere quick, you can't beat a good Kraken. I'm already across half the map. Hello, pasta plant. Hello, fisherman. Smash. Good Kraken. Yeah, he fucking moves. You've got different types of engine in this as well. You've got your bog standard
You
motors.
did it, right?
Of course I did.
Thanks. That makes things a lot easier for us.
32 tons of carbon. Now, I don't need that much carbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it down to your tech guy here and sell it. And get even more money. As I was saying, Kraken has 2 engines in it. And you get engines of different performance ratings. The highest I've found is a 40% speed boost, which is the high performance drive. Not often I've found this. I used to run around with 2 ancillary drives, which is plus 60, which together combined plus 60. Plus 70. If I can get another one, I can get a nice plus 80 boost. Oh, look at that. 5 grand.
Even SAAT has to finance its research.
Yep, that's why you're
That
giving all
is
your money to me.
remarkable.
Fucking hell, Mr. Thorne.
That's it.
Fucking hell, so much love. Let's have a look, see
Just
what
a
this
few
guy's got.
seconds. Then I'll have some time for you.
Your services in this matter are indispensable to the...
Seize a ship. Fucking hell. Sorry, Thorne, I'm
You
busy.
alone will bear the responsibility.
Actually, no, I won't. What you got? Let's have a look, old man. Chain of command, maintenance costs for military buildings. Nope, not interested. Massive armor, not interested. Coffee seeds, not interested. Minus 15%, but that's only for Tycoon energy production buildings. Fucking hell, we're selling lobster pheromones now. Christ. Yeah, it's just a lobster ooh, hello. Likelihood of success. Need weapons. Don't actually have any weapons. But I know who will.
I'm at your immediate disposal.
No, he doesn't. Shock horror. Okay. Kraken.
What brings you here?
Stuff. Absolutely subtle interesting. Most displeasing. Let's see what the bint has.
Do you need the Eden Initiative's help?
No, just want stuff. Power saving water heaters. I've already got that installed. Now, tolls are... let's see. Basically, tolls are taxes of goods. You plug them into your island, and say somebody comes and they take 10 tons of coal off me. They have to give me 5 tons of tea in exchange, as well as paying for the goods. If you have someone come along and drop off lots of shit, then it may be beneficial to get something like a carbon tax, which I haven't seen yet, but I'm sure it's out there. At which point then you'll get that carbon back. So then you can take that carbon and sell it later on, so you can get even fucking more money. It's madness. Really, I didn't know the French were still alive. Ah, fuck it out. Now then, what are we up to? 43 minutes. God. Now then, let's send Kraken back home. There's nothing here we want. And let's check on our goods. As you can see, veg is still hovering around the 102 mark, but that's probably... Rice is slowly starting to come down now. Sushi's going back up. That's probably going to be the strain caused by the sushi factory. Tea is also starting to drop as well. Now, I did turn off a tea field, didn't I? Release the tea. Release the tea. I half expect Mr. T to come up and shout, "Shut up, who?" Yeah, that's slowly working as well. The carbon production plants, I'm not that fussed about. What's fish like? Oh, fucking hell, fish is fine. It's not a problem. Not a problem. So yes, as you can see, the town is currently just stepping into stage 3. It's stable. It's self-sufficient. I haven't got to fucking do anything. I'm not panicking and I'm not freaking out. And I've got 3,500 people living it already. It's awesome. Now then, let's see about upgrading some more of these little people houses. Drop your taxes. Come. Release the arrows.
You know, it's up to us what we make out of this planet.
Oh yeah, someone mentioned in the first video. I forgot his name. Sorry, dude. I can't think off the top of my head. That you can actually upgrade all of your buildings instead of having to click on each house. Go to your town centre, mash this button here, and it will randomly pick a house. However, I don't like how the random scheme works in this. I find it usually likes to bunch things up around moments of importance. Like, for instance, it'll bunch all of the big buildings around each of the town centres. I don't want that.
What should I say? I'm doing great.
I like to control my destiny. I also like to control these guys' destinies as well. Evil ruler. Yes. 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 Now this is going to put more strain on level 2 productivity. Okay, so the needs of level 2 guys, which is going to be sushi, and it's also going to
You know,
be...
it's up to us what we make out of this planet.
Please stop interrupting me, dude. Not cool. It's going to put more strain on the sushi plants, and it's also going to put more strain on the life cycle. Also, as well, there's a slight strain on all the rest of the goods, because each of these houses, as I'm upgrading, they can hold more people. For instance, level 1 eco workers can only hold 8 people. Level 2 can hold 15. Level 3, 25. Level 4, I think it's about 40 or 50. But I'm not too sure whether or not, off the top of my
Hopefully
head...
the whole world will one day live the way we do.
I'm not too sure whether or not that affects all the foundations below. I'm not too sure. It's probably strain on them. Whatever. Let's upgrade a few more houses. And keep an eye on 80, 84. So if I upgrade 2 more eco houses. There we go. So looking at the population, we've got 82 houses of each. That's fine. There we go. And now we monitor the goods. I know this isn't a first-person shooter's level of excitement, but maintaining something, constructing something like this and having it be self-sufficient, it's very satisfying. Hang on a second, what is T doing? T's going down. Fucking hell, it's smacking this as well, isn't it? There you go. I've probably thrown the balance slightly out of whack into slightly more productivity. Right, I've got slightly more consumption.
Green has his doubts, but I think we should go for it.
No!
Ugh, no surprise there.
Go away. Comb your fucking hair, woman. I've probably got slightly more consumption than running... I've got more consumption than 4 plants can produce. But I've got slightly less than 5, if that makes sense. I think it does. I think I've confused myself. Fuck! Never mind. Ugh. It's getting late. What time is it now? 1:30 in the morning. Ah! Oh, good thing I got work in the morning. Okay. So fish is balanced, tea's balanced, coal is all over the place, don't really care about that. Communicators are on the rise. These guys are fine. That's slowly trickling down, but we're going to enable another plant now. Pasta is fine as well. So now we've got more level 2 foundations to upgrade to level 3. So let's find level 2 house, drop the tax band, release the arrows.
Anyone who wants to browse through my vast collection of goods, now here's the chance.
I will do when you stop looking like a hobo and take a bath. Upgrade. What we got around here? Upgrade. Upgrade. So we're slowly growing and expanding level 3.
This TV documentary about renewable energy sources is really exciting.
Really? Well, I suppose it's better than watching I'm a Celebrity. Shit, I'd rather read a leaflet in a doctor's surgery than watch that.
Construction opportunities
Hey!
expanded.
There we go. So now we can hold 1,000 citizens at this level. Oh, turn that shit off. So now we can build biodrinks. Tea as well is slowly trickling down. Actually, we've got some stat boosts.
Your
Let's go to the Ark.
assignment,
Thank you.
all systems online.
Politics. Okay, let's reduce the maintenance cost.
Automation is the key to efficiency. I would be happy to make some work drones available to you.
It's not increasing productivity,
How may
but
I
it
help
is
you?
reducing the maintenance cost of all my goods, all my factories. So you see the coin value has shot straight up. What's the other one? Research grant. Let's have a look at the tech situation first. I want to see what their goods are like. We should build more algae farms. Okay, now that's disappointing. Up. Hey, why have you stopped? Production was halted because goods cannot be collected. Okay, so the ratio here is there's more algae being produced than functional foods can be produced. It looks like a possible 2-to-1 ratio. Bear in mind that that's been told to go collect that. There is a plan later on where you will need raw algae, and that's for level 4. That's when you start getting to 2,000 execs. But for the time being, I just want to leave that as it is. In fact, how many? I've got no tools here. Kraken! I have need for you. Release the Kraken! Either it's Batman or it's a boat. It's a fucking big boat, look at that!
I have to be more or less everywhere at the same time if I want to keep this firm at the top.
Kraken! No! I've been good to you, Kraken. Don't suicide on me now. Let's build another production farm. We'll put it here. Now there should be enough power. There we go. That's coming into operation. It's running at 6%, 7, 8. I'm happy with that. Like I said, I use Kraken for all my dirty work. I've got the command ship as well, which I use for shooting down things in part of missions, but he mostly sits on the side, bored out of his mind. Oh, there we go. Jan has just gone to the pasta factory and dropped off some pasta. Fuck, okay. Now, because we've increased all of the inhabitants of Tech 3, we go back to the island, look at Tech 3 goods. Oh, fucking hell. Pasta dishes are going through the fucking roof. I'm not ordering any either. So that must be really well balanced. Alright, okay. We'll do that then. Turn that off. trade. Reduce the pasta purchasing. And what I will do is, just to make life a little easier for my plants, I can... Here's where you can start being creative with purchasing. Okay, I've got the factory producing end goods here. Now, rather than have it shipped off to the main island and waste a valuable purchasing slot or sales slot on the main island, I can set it up here. So, I want to purchase pasta dishes. Okay, and I'll purchase up to 10 tons. That should complement my existing buildings. So, I'm getting extra goods. Okay, I'm paying for them, but at the same time, it's saving me maintenance costs, it's saving me power costs, it's saving me costs of materials. So, someone else is doing the work for me. I'm just supplementing my existing production chain with extra goods. Let's go back to the main town. We're up to 3,600 people. We are growing. What I want to do is I want to build all around this side around here as well. T is not going anywhere. I'll speed it up. Ah, T's slowly on the rise, as is fish. Yeah, I think the needs of the level I'm at the moment are slightly more than running 3 T farms, but slightly less than running 4. Go figure, eh? Obviously, as I increase, that will start to balance more so. And when I get to a certain point, I'll know exactly how many I need. It's a slow and steady game, this, but it's very relaxing. Couple it, with the visuals and the sound. Fucking great. It's a massive time sink. It's the only downside of it. But hey, if time's wasted, enjoyed, it ain't wasted. Microchips is slowly on the decrease as well. But if I increase if I add a factory to build more of them, I'm going to use more of sand, which means I'll have to probably build another sand pit. I could put an order and have more sand delivered to me, but again, I can't be relying production chains on possible deliveries. I don't know if someone's going to turn up, and I ain't got a clue how much they're going to be bringing. Unless, of course, buying goods on your main island can only really be, well, if you buy them low and sell them high, that's the only real way you're going to make money on it. The thing is, though, I don't think NPCs are going to understand the want of buying low. I don't know. Let's have a look. Oh, it's going to be chuggy. That's all fine. $79 tons of glass. I did have a glass factory on here, but I'm not using much glass at Tech 3. Engineer levels. I'm not using much glass. You'll use a shit ton of it when you're working on exec levels, which is level 4. But for the time being, I don't really need it. So what I did was I built a mine, and I had a full production chain. I filled up my stocks as high as I could with glass. Then what I did was I stopped the chain and I deleted all the buildings. Got the materials back and spent them elsewhere. The goods are there should I need to tap them. Just dip into them. If I need more, I can always just go buy it. I may need to colonize another... Hang on a second. What's up here? Sounds like my trade routes. Yeah, there's only 3 there. FUFO is functional food before you start giggling. That's fine. I'll just add 2 more goods to the pasta. I'll build the bio drinks on site, so I'll just have the end product being shipped out. I'll probably put a purchase order in for bio drinks here. Oh well, it's getting close to an hour now, so I will leave you there. I'm also going to go finish this cup of tea, which is I made at the beginning of this, and it's now freezing cold. I'm still going to drink it though. Need fresh tea though and fresh biscuits. Anyway, have a good evening. I shall catch you all later.